This is the future.
If you are an avid fan of this channel, then you all know that I'm a big Oberon fan, and this is the Warframe that got me into playing this game in the first place. The main thing that I love about Oberon, aside from the fact that I was mesmerized by his prime, is that he is a jack of all trades. A tank that can support teammates with healing. He can also crowd control and confuse his enemies to fight each other, and also, he can armor strip and knock down enemies at the same time. I was expecting to be cool looking tank support in the game, but ended up playing Chroma and Rhino a lot, for the whole period of my Star Chart life. What went wrong then? The crowd control is there, but the armor strip and heal are what I found underwhelming with Oberon in the past. Reckoning's armor strip is kind of inconsistent. Once I have a 337% power strength in my build, and assumingly, this would result in a 101% armor strip. But this is not the case, though, as sometimes the ability will strip armor, but sometimes it wouldn't. And mind you, yes, my second ability is active and enemies are inside the hallowed ground when I was casting Reckoning. And this was not in the simulacrum, this is happening in a real mission, which is kind of a bummer. Long story short, Reckoning is not working as intended in real missions sometimes. While in the case of Renewal, I find the healing a bit underwhelming for Oberon, and it consumes a lot of energy if you want it to properly heal 4 individuals at once. Hell, it would even take a lot when healing lures while solo idle and hunting. Honestly, I don't have an issue with team healing in the past, since I was playing Oberon solo anyway. But, even in solo plays, the healing won't be enough even with high power strength values. What was missing in the past was armor, to give Oberon damage reduction so that he can heal effectively. Even with Phoenix Renewal also, the ability wasn't that exceptional in terms of survivability. I'm just glad that all of that is in the past right now, as Oberon got perfected after a few years of updates, not because of rework, but because of some additions in the game. The very first thing was the adaptation mod, which somehow solves the healing problem. With more damage reduction, you have enough time to out-heal the damage done by enemies. And then, there's the Helminth system that brought a lot of options for Oberon. You could either give Inaro's extra armor for more damage reduction, or you can opt in for more healing with Garuda's Blood Altar ability, which is more preferable squad leader, more armor, or another form of healing. Okay, just before we proceed with the build, I would like to clarify all the misconceptions about the Angels of Zariman and Echoes of the Zariman update. About 90% of the update did not bring build variety to Warframes. Instead, it allows us to min-max our Warframe builds just like what we will do for Oberon. So, let's take for example Oberon as a result of the success of the Helminth and Zariman updates. First of all, you can gain 90% damage reduction with Oberon right now if you decided to subsume parasitic armor, which converts all of your shield to armor. In this case you will gain about 1583 armor, which will be added to your 534 initial armor, 428 bonus armor from your renewal, and 200 bonus armor from the Unaru focus. Why Unaru? We will talk about that later. Summing up all the armor, this will give you a total of 2745 armor, resulting in a 90% damage reduction. You can add more armor and even push it to 3000 or even 4000, but it won't be optimal since it will only add 2% to 3% damage reduction to health. The amount of armor you gain from these builds is enough, and you can add any arcanes that you deem useful for your Oberon. While it's not necessary, I find MOLT Augmented and Arcane Grace pretty fun to play with this Oberon setup. Arcane Grace will pair well with their renewal health regen, while MOLT Augmented will allow you to gain max health every time you cast an ability. Since we have Blind Rage on this build, every cast gives back large portion of health, and this activates while renewal is active. And mind you, it does provide health to allies when you cast an ability and they are within affinity range. So why did I choose Unaru Focus for this setup? It's not just because of the bonus 200 armor from Stone Skin, but because of the ability to remove all shield and armor with the help of Caustic Strike and Magnetic Flare. Think of this as a better Reckoning in terms of armor removal, minus the lift and knockdown. With the 90% damage reduction on shield, ability to remove armor and shield, heal self and allies, and then crowd control enemies, I can say that this is the perfect all-around build for Inaros. If you think you need more range for crowd control though, then you can remove adaptation and put the stretch mod on it. It really depends on your playstyle, as I'm just laying the blueprint here. For now, this is the best solo all-around Oberon build for me, and I hope you will enjoy it too. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.